Can't believe I bought another tent. Well, I've been looking at this tent for quite some time, and I must say it's a beautiful looking tent. I wanted a tent that can handle harsh weather in the UK or Wales, where I am now. I've had my eye on this tent for quite some time. I've heard a lot of good things about it, so yeah, let's get a tent up and I'll give you the pros and cons. I've used the tent twice and so far I'm pretty happy with it. So here's everything I've had sent out to me, guys. So I got the tent. It comes in a silk nylon sleeve bag and the 9mm poles. That's the centre pole, and these are the crossover poles. It comes with 6 Easton 9-inch pegs, and I also had to purchase an extra 4. I bought them from Valiant Peak, so that's like an extra £18 on top of the tent. Also doesn't come with guidelines, which is unfortunate, because I think when you spend a lot of money on a tent, it should come with the guidelines, and also it should come with all the pegs. So yeah, not happy about that. It's just an extra cost. So these are the crossover poles. A little bit of advice to you guys: always make sure you take the right poles through, because if you pick the wrong ones up, then yeah, you're gonna have problems. These are the crossover poles, and they're going to be different size to the centre pole, so always keep the crossover poles away from the centre pole. And the stakes come with a silk nylon bag, but the poles don't. Same again, another purchase if you want to buy a sleeve for your poles. So it comes with a 6 Easton stakes, and these are 9-inch, like a gold colour. And these don't actually come with the pullers attached. I've done this myself after fitting my guidelines. What I had left over I just used to make pullers, and these are the ones I purchased myself from Valiant Peak, and these already come with the pullers attached. Roll tent. You can see it has the built-in support poles. Just get the pegs in for now quickly to stop it from blowing off, and then we'll go back around the tent and tension everything back up later. Pinned to the ground now, nice and safely. I know it's not going to blow off, so I'll get a 9mm centre pole now and we fit that through the sleeve. The poles are made by Easton. It's a little windy today, guys, so another good practice for me putting up this tent in the wind. To be honest with you guys, it's always good to practice putting your tents up in the wind, because it makes it 10 times more difficult, and practice makes perfect. I'm sorry about the wind noise if it's affecting the mic, but that's the way it is. Oh yeah. if you're having trouble getting a pole through, slacken off the door on the one side and it'll make it easier to get through. I shout out to Paul, my Cumbrian lad. Yeah, I watched his video the other day and that's a good tip. Cheers Paul. Check out his channel guys, I'll leave a link below in the description. He just did an awesome review on his tent and yeah, he's a top guy. This is where I went wrong when I first set the tent up. There's no like eye to put the pole in. It's like a little pouch, a little material pouch on the side of the strap. I was putting this tent up for the first time and I was losing light, it was getting dark, not knowing this is where the pole sits in. Best way to put the stakes in guys is at an angle. They'll be much stronger then. This little bungee, peg that out as well. To straighten things up. It's a little pole on the inside, a built-in pole, and make sure that's sitting flush. Level. Same on the other side. You're all nice and taut. There's these little eye ringlets attached to the guy line. The overpole will sit in there. I try to keep it halfway up the line around about here. Same again on this side. For halfway up the line. Have a little loop in the middle of the centre pole. Feed it through here. And attach the clips to the overpole. I do find that these will flap in the night, so especially if it's windy, so maybe you could just cut them shorter or just wrap them around. Just find a way to stop them from flapping, otherwise you're gonna have a racket for the night. The great thing about the overpoles as well, besides the stability of the tent, it keeps the outer from touching your inner. So yeah, without these they will sag down and then you're probably going to need trekking poles. Now I fitted these guy lines myself guys, another purchase again from Valiant Peak. I'll leave a link below to the items I purchased for my tent. There's all different ones you can get. This is not the reflective one. When I purchased a tent, I went for the seam seal option, so I had that done for me. It's an extra cost, I think is something like 30 quid. It's definitely worth it because if I had to do it myself, I probably would have made a mess of it. So yeah, it's definitely worth paying the extra for the seam seal. It also comes with this toggle that you can tighten and you can tighten down the over poles, and what I was meant to do is to stop the poles from rubbing on the seam. Apparently there's been a lot of wear happening to the sleeve over time, so they came up with this little idea of tightening these over poles down. Right then guys, so the tent is taut. Don't worry about this gap here because the ground is not level. It's like dips in the ground everywhere. So because of that, the fly is not going completely to the ground. It don't completely go to the ground anyway, so yeah, you can see where's gap here at the bottom. Yeah, the floor is not flat, but if you're on ground like this, it's not gonna get close to the floor. This is probably not the most perfect pitch I've ever done on a tent. I'm still practicing, I'm still learning, but it's looking good. It's looking nice and taut. I think this thing is gonna handle winds pretty well. You might want to do something about them, otherwise they're gonna make a racket in the night. For extra vintage, you got a vent here, so that's going to help the condensation inside the tent. I used this tent twice, and them 2 nights I didn't have no condensation at all whatsoever. I think this is probably one of the best tents out there that doesn't lack condensation problems. So we have tensioners, so you can make it more taut. This is a silicone coated fabric, it's 30D, and it's great for strength and durability. Let's have a look inside the tent, guys. Up inside there's another zip. So you can have a cheeky look outside, and also it's great for extra ventilation as well. That's a brilliant bonus, that. Well, I weighed the tent before I come out and it came in at 1.42 kilo. So that's pretty good, nice and lightweight. And with the over poles, it came in 1.86, I think. So roll the door up and you have a toggle. There's a clip here on the inside of the door. No idea what that's for. If anybody knows, let me know. I'd like to know what that's for. As you can see, guys, the vegetable is tiny. There's not a lot of room in here at all. But inside, it's like a palace. Look at that. So you have elastic on the inner to tie the inner up, and look at that, guys, that is a palace. There's definitely enough room in here to fit 2 mats. Another good thing about this, guys, is to make the vegetable bigger, which obviously will make the inner smaller. Let's pull this back. So I still got plenty of room inside. And now I got a massive vestibule, so that's awesome. I definitely love that feature. Look how big you can make that. That is massive. Can do plenty of cooking in here, probably gear inside, and you've still got tons of room inside the tent. And then if you wanted, just tighten it back up. So I've gone for the solid inner. This is a 4-season inner, definitely recommended for winter camping. You have a little mesh which is up on the top, but all above you, all around the bottom, solid. So that's going to keep you warmer in the evenings and on winter nights, or them cold nights in the summer. So you have pockets down the bottom, nice mesh pockets, one there and one on the other side. Sewn in China. Why is everything got to be made in China? You have a clip for your lamp on top, and you got one on both sides as well. So I'm guessing you could use the 3 clips for a washing line maybe, or something. There's no pockets on the back. I can see the centre pole over there. Try and straighten that out. So with the door closed now, massive vestibule. So I'm lying down in a tent, my head is not touching the top, and look at all that extra room down there. This is definitely perfect for anybody that's 6 foot or more. And also you have a door on the other side. And you have these tensioners which can bring the fly closer to the ground, or if you want extra ventilation you can lift it up. So that's another good feature. I like that. Same again, another clip. This is not a freestanding tent, so keep that in mind guys, that this is not a freestanding tent. If there's any specs I missed on this tent, I'll leave it up on the screen now. You have a vent on both sides, just above the door, inside there. And on one on the other side. Beautiful tent, guys. Absolutely love it. Like I said, can't believe I bought another tent. I own the Hilleberg Soulo. Absolutely love that tent. That tent is incredible. It costs a lot of money. It's like nearly £1,000. Crazy money. But this is half the price. You're looking at around 500, 550, somewhere around in between there. I paid for the extras, like the seam seal. That's an extra cost. I think it's something like £25–30. It's definitely worth getting that done. When I pack my pack, I push it down the side of my pack. I don't have it on top. I push the tent down in the side. I'm not even joking, guys. The quality on this tent is amazing. It is really, really good. Do you know what I mean? It's not an Hilleberg Soulo, but it's a Scarp one. And it's a sexy looking tent. Like I said, if you're not getting the over poles, you can always use trekking poles. So you can put guy line over trekking poles here, and job done. I'm probably not going to use the over poles all the time, but it does help keeping the fly from touching the inner. All in all, it's an awesome tent. And I give this an 8 out of 10. It also doesn't come with a footprint. I didn't purchase a footprint, but I have some polycrow, and my plan is, because I want to save weight, the polycrow is like stuff you can get at a DIY store. I just lay some out underneath my mattress, underneath the bathtub, and that'll protect the mattress, and it'll also protect the bathtub inside, and it weighs nothing. Polycrow weighs nothing. I brought some with me. It's quite strong. It's quite strong and doable. I cut a piece which is big enough to cover under the mat, because obviously the weight inside the tent where you lay in, that's where it's going to cause a wear in the bathtub. So yeah, so I just cut a piece the size for one man. This tent is easy to put up and is easy to take down, and also is easy to take down in the wind. As long as you do it correctly, it's a piece of cake. Honestly, probably the easiest tent I ever had to set up or take down. So in the backpack, this will slide down in the side of my pack with the poles as well, easily. Last time I put it down the side of my pack, I didn't have no trouble at all. I put all my down gear in the bottom, in the liner, and then I shoved this down side, and then I just filled my pack up. So yeah, this is awesome for backpacking as well. Doesn't really take up that much room. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. I hope this helped, and you're deciding where to buy this tent. It's an awesome tent. I'm happy with my purchase, and I can see me keeping this for quite some time. I'm going to be using this all throughout 2022. Also my Hilleberg solo as well. So between these two tents, I'm going to do a proper review on the Scarp one and also the Hilleberg solo. Both awesome tents, but this is a sexy tent. Oh yeah. I'll catch you in the next one, guys. Leave no trace. It was as if I wasn't even here. Oh yeah.